Welcome to the U.S. Open 8-Ball Championship, proudly presented by CueSports International and hosted here in Las Vegas at Griff's Billiards. It is a race to 8, alternate break. Let's meet our two opponents. First up, hailing from Chinese Taipei, we put our hands together for Jung-Lin CHANG. And his opponent from the United States of America, put our hands together for STYER. Gentlemen, have a great match, and you may lag for break.
Welcome, everyone, to the second day of the U.S. Open 8-Ball Championships. This is a fifth-round match on the winner's side between Tyler STYER and Jung-Lin CHANG. An 818 Fargo versus a 750 Fargo. 750 racking the balls to break them. This is George Stachel with Jeremy Jones in the booth. Welcome aboard, everyone. Here's Jeremy.
Yeah, great. Another great match. Our second, or one of, what would it have to be, the fifth round of the winner's side, I believe. This is to get to the hot seat match.
Yeah, they'll be back tomorrow playing. The winner of this plays the hot seat match against Skyler, who just came off a very thrilling match against Corey Deuel.
Yeah, with a 6-1 lead, so nothing safe, even in the alternate break format.
Yeah. So race day. This is a race to 8 alternate break, as Jeremy just noted. CSI rules,
which are ball in hand anywhere if you scratch on the break, and then the table is open. If you make a solid, you can shoot at either stripes or solids.
And we were just discussing Fargo rate. Jung-Lin CHANG's is 818, Tyler STYER's is 750. But with Tyler's break, you can almost throw that out the window, and I'll explain why later. But right now, let's take a look at this break.
I didn't see anything down just off the first glance, and they got a lot of movement with the 8-ball, so kind of similar to the 10-ball racks we saw in the 10-ball event. That when the 10-ball moved a lot from head on there, it seems like the balls don't react as well, and we see a lot of clusters here in game one.
You know, and the one thing that's kind of interesting is, see where the 8-ball sits now at the head of the table, or on your right of your screen up there by that corner. Corey broke and made the 8-ball in that same pocket.
Right.
And here is Tyler's break, and it probably threatened that pocket or came in that area.
Yeah, two different breaks doing it. Corey broke from the side rail, the second ball, which promotes 8-ball movement a little bit more, a lot more actually. And he's in if the 12 goes here, we'll get to the game. But yeah, the headed ball, he got a lot of movement for breaking head on the 8. And if the 12 ball goes, I think the stripes are doable. I know the 11 and the side, you got to play pretty tidy position here.
Yeah. He's just got to get this 5 ball out of the way.
Well, he might crash into the 11 here as well. So you want to cut the 5 on the 13. That way the 5 leaves. Don't cut it on the bottom side, though. Yeah, a lot of bad things could happen if you cut it on the bottom. I'm surprised that he didn't recognize that. But look at where he got, just in case he wants to take on a 12 ball and maybe try and move the 4 at the same time.
Just in case. I think he's forced to take on the 12 ball, isn't he? Is there a ball where no, he's forced to take the 12 ball.
Yeah.
Down
I think he can get a little piece of the 4 now.
It's going to move.
Yeah, one thing about the 4 is I wouldn't necessarily try to for sure play shape on this 14 next. I would move the cue ball out off the 4 for the 9, because you could get awfully thin for this 14 if you try to hold here.
Oh, definitely. 9 ball's the way to go all day, just like you said.
So you want to catch the 4 some, but also come out for the 9. Yeah. Oh,
he's left it out. And he hasn't tied up. Well, he's left himself a dead combo on his own ball. But now the 1 ball's a problem for Tyler.
Yeah, the 8's as much of an issue as anything as well.
It doesn't go by the 12?
I don't think so. And I'll tell you, I mean.
And so's the 5.
Yeah,
right next to it.
This is a nice shot here, and The one thing about this shot is you need to be successful here. If you're going to get out, you need to shoot this 4 and you need to open the 111 because I think you really need to use the 2 to maybe go into the 8 or do something like that. We'll see. But he needs to get the 1 open on this shot, especially if the 6 doesn't go by the 3 because he's still got some work there. Okay, got it open. All right, now we'll see how he wants to play from here because I think the 6 is a little tight.
Yeah, he's semi-tied up the 2 ball.
Yeah, and he's got a thin cut on the 1 that offers coming across. Now the 8, the one that's the ball I'd have to be thinking about is the 8. And maybe that camera angle tells me maybe it's got a pocket. If it's got a pocket, that makes a huge difference on this run.
Well, he hasn't even given it a second look, so I think he's given it a glancing look, and it probably tells him he does have a pocket.
Okay, so do you go into the 5 here? It
looks the deuce.
Yeah, it looks awfully hard to hold.
Yeah, he's.
Now you might come. Yeah, you might come to the backside of the deuce if you really feel like you have control. Go right in between that 8-5 and play the 5 in the same pocket as the 2. Excuse me, not the backside of the deuce, but the backside.
He's coming into the 5.
I like that better actually, because you can handle. Now you need to hit it pretty solid. Oh, he's playing it real light.
Oh, he's going to land on it, just like you said.
Yeah, but if you get steep, look what you're doing. You're going away from everything, and there is some clusters. So that's why playing the backside, even though he got there, it's very touchy still. But it's still a pretty nice shot getting there. He'll just have to spin out 2 rails, and I guess, that's an important view there because the 6th going means a lot because you may have to shoot it from a little distance.
He doesn't want to disturb those 3 balls next to the 5 that he's shooting next.
Yeah, and here he needs inside spin because he's got to get 2 rails and get by the 10. That's a big ball where it lays. So this isn't even really a whole lot of draw, more than kind of shove it by those balls. Watch out for that side pocket if it gets going.
Oh, wow.
Now he's
going to have to find a way to use the 1 ball to get on the 8. But the 1 ball is the only thing that's available to him here.
Yeah, and it's weird. He shot that with outside, and I thought inside was required to play position because even if he wouldn't have hit the 8, I think the only thing he was getting shape on was a cross-side bank on the 1.
He might have been going for the 6. Down here by the 3.
And just staying in between the 8 and 10?
Mm-hmm. But he had to go on the other side of the 10 like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it seemed like you would want the cue ball to have a little speed and run out of trouble. But, again, Tyler's at the table, so that makes a lot of the difference on all kinds of decisions.
And now he's forced with it to shoot this bank shot.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he could get out just because when you got 3 balls there, now he's gotten elevated, that's going to hurt. But when you have 3 balls, near each other, a lot of times you can produce angles you need to try and get something done.
And actually the angles from there lead him to the 8, but the 10 ball kind of takes one side away. So he's got to come from the bottom side.
I'm wondering if he can shoot the 6, and go below and get some kind of angle to crash into the 8 mildly and have a long distance 3 ball maybe.
Coming off the top
rack.
Or
just
something,
get
to it. Yeah. And then open up past the 10. Sure.
Right.
Sure, makes sense.
And we did see this in an opening round match, and coincidentally, I think it was the first game of that match that Tyler made a long rail bank, and he made kind of an out from nowhere, and this will be right along those lines. Look at this. He's wanting to really hold the ball here and get that little bit of underneath angle where he can show off that draw stroke back into the 8. And this is where his fundamental really helps also. When you have a trust of delivering the cue a little slower, well, you can really turn the ball and hold it a lot easier, kind of like pinching these little angles.
Is that going to hold?
Yeah, it got there.
Whoa.
And he got exactly where he wanted. I might come into him straight here instead of to the rail. Only reason being is if I flinch a little bit, I go right into the 9 or right into the 9, and it never has a chance to get to the ball either. Is there a trick shot? If the 10 wasn't there, it looks like it may kiss off of the 15 in the side. The 8 ball from underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see it's kind of tight. And not only that, like you said, George, he could hit it really nice and just scratch right off that 14 and 12, the 15 and 12.
He's got to catch it just right to scratch because there's 2 balls. It could slide by there.
Yeah.
Will it have enough energy to go by and come back out for the 8?
Yeah. It's probably, if it goes by him, it's probably not going to break it out because he wants a little bit of right English with this. But I think he can go one straight into him. Just won't lay off this one. Like that. That's the way I would have wanted to do it. Oh, wow,
what a shot.
An escape from Alcatraz one more time for Tyler Styer to open this winter side match.
Did Tyler break the – Jung-Lin came to the table.
Yeah.
But Tyler broke the balls.
No, Chang kind of made a funny shot on a combination and then he got good on a ball down the side rail and missed it, the 12 ball. Tied up those 2 balls up near the 8.
Here we go, alternate break format. Jung-Lin CHANG coming up to tie things up. This is a race to 8. Tomorrow's final at 6 p.m. will be a single race to 10. This is on the winner's side, so both players will be back tomorrow. One playing for the hot seat, the other playing at the same time. On the one lost side.
Yeah, the 5th, 6th position.
Mm-hmm. On the one lost side. So they both play at noon tomorrow. Or do we have a yeah, we don't have a 10 a.m. match. They both play at noon tomorrow. Jung-Lin CHANG defeated Casper Madigan 8-7, Dennis Hatch 8-7, Jeff DeLuna 8-3. Had a bye, so this is his 5th round. He was the 2nd seed. Tyler Styer didn't even get seeded. He was with a 750 Fargo. The top 16 was 771. But he had a bye also. Defeated Darren Appleton 8-2. Kevin Chang 8-5. And John Mora 8-4. Now here's a 750 Fargo defeating a 788, an 804, and a 783 by a few games. 4-on-1, 6 games over Darren Appleton, 3 games over Kevin Chang, 4 games over John Mora. That probably tells me he's playing at a 800 speed.
Yeah, and we talked about it beforehand.
I
think it's just not exactly sure about why he's not higher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's had some really nice finishes. He had a chance to get to the semifinals. He was a quarterfinalist in just not long ago in the Predator World 10 Ball.
Mm-hmm. Let's watch this break.
Okay,
Cue ball's nice in the middle.
Anything yet.
There goes
nothing.
It's wide open. Not wide. Well,
the solids are nice.
Yes.
Stripes aren't bad either. Besides this,
does the 7 and the 6 go by?
Oh, the 7 definitely goes by, and the 6 goes in the opposite side at least. So if you want to get on the 5 and just bump I really like the solids myself, but the one thing about the solids, though, you need to take advantage. If the 6 doesn't go, you need to take advantage using the 5. So you're not going to start with the 5. You're going to start with the 3 or the 1 and clear those up. You come down, you get nice and heavy on. You can see the 7 and the 6 both go in the opposite side pocket there. So with the 5 being so handy, clear these 4, and then just come down on that clear side of the table, get on the 5, and you should get out. Yeah, exactly. Get on get on the 4 on the side, and that's what people. When you're really playing 8-ball, you look at that underneath shot.
Sure.
It makes the cue
A
ball
lot
movement.
of people would think to play the 3 and come back to for the 4 for the same pocket instead of just coming off the rail and you're straight into the corner, straight in on the 2 once you shoot it.
And also see what ball leads you to the 5 the easiest, and it's definitely the 2. You can see you can just draw left of the 13 down the rail. You get nice and close to the 5 ball with no problems, and then again the 6 in the side and the 7 either in the side or the corner. You'll have options there, I think.
And I think he wants to stay to the right of the deuce so he doesn't involve the 9 ball in the.
Oh, absolutely. That's why this position on the 4 was so nice, because it's, what is it, a 2-inch drawback,
yes.
3-inch maybe, not much, and really hardly any, I guess. Yeah, go ahead and be aggressive here, though. Don't
come close to the side.
Well, get as thick on the 5. Like you don't let up on the draw. Go ahead and get past the side pocket. That way, if you need to kill the ball with a little inside English, you're fairly close to it. And that meaning the 5. When he's shooting the 5, if he needs to kill this with a hair of right. Now, this is where if the 6 doesn't go, this 6 must go. But I still may think of playing the 6 in the side pocket myself. Because guess what? There's no traffic going that way. Exactly. Go look at the 6 in the side. If he comes around that, that being the 14 ball, right? Well, if he ends up a little short, now he's got to shoot the 6 and run into the 7.
Into the 7,
yeah.
exactly.
And if he goes a little long, he's got the 8 and the 15 to deal with. So I like him playing the 6 in the side. And if he wants, he can play the 7 in the side and then the 6 down in the lower corner.
It all depends on where he gets.
Yeah.
If he's off by the angle just a little bit, because he's moving the ball pretty slow, so he might be just a little off on his angle.
Yeah. But that's a beautiful thing when you have choices.
And as you can see by that, it goes to both side and corner.
And when you have choices, don't let up on it. You got to know you're killing the ball with the right. Don't baby it too much. Exactly. See how he went ahead and let his stroke out? Knowing it's going to kill. I'm putting the English on it. Don't think you got to float it.
He'll probably.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to say the 7 goes in the lower right as well.
Correct, and that's where I was going, and you called it right to that pocket.
So, pretty good decisions there all the way around by Tyler.
And a great shot on that first opening game.
Oh man, I was just
thinking
about that.
He drew it off the 3 and caught it perfect.
Yeah, what a
Yeah, he drew it 9 feet and ended up and just caught the ball exactly where he wanted to and left himself straight in on the 8.
Yeah, and I was just thinking what a totally different complexion between the first 2 games here, with Tyler really having to paint himself in and out of a corner. And now he's stayed really tidy with the cue ball. And a pretty nice pattern.
And for a quick lead. And break. And the break to extend it. He did break dry the first time. With that big break of his, which was kind of surprising because I think we spoke of it earlier. There was 2 players that really impressed us, or impressed me anyway. It was James Aranas and Tyler STYER with a big break. And but it could also be that the table's not breaking the same.
Well,
and
you would think the rack would change really with these guys. I mean, these guys aren't tapping balls or anything like that, but it doesn't take much. The table gets played on a bit probably after hours.
And being broke hard every time they break, it's a real hard break. That's leaving little marks on the table and stuff.
Yeah,
so
and we had brand new felt to start the week here on the stream table, so that's worn in a lot more. And we know as time goes, everything on the table becomes more difficult. Breaking, drawing the ball. Rails tend to bounce a hair more as the felt gets broken in.
Yeah, we got two other matches going on at the same time. We have Alex Pagulayan and John Mora. Alex trails John 0-2. And then we have Dennis Orcolio and Torsten Homan. Homan is leading 4-0 in a race to 8.
Wow. Well, that's a big match as far as the
points.
Yeah, for both players, with Homan finishing 4th and the 10 ball, and Dennis finishing in a narrow loss runner-up to Marco.
Yeah, I kind of already got that figured out because I knew we were going to talk about it. Marco is at 612 points. And Dennis has 390 plus whatever he gains today. And the fifth, sixth gets him 252 points.
Yeah,
so just a little under. So he's got to win this match against Torsten to overtake Marco.
Wow, that's 2 dry breaks in a row for Tyler. You don't see much of that.
And a nice spread, though. There's only one clump of balls, really. The 7 ball and the 14 ball right by the side pocket on the right.
Yeah, and there's a couple of solids above it that you can get at it with the solid, and there's a few stripes below it that are a little bit better, especially the 15 that's in this lower right. There's a lot of angles to come 2 rails at that 14, or you could even play position on the 14, it appears, in the opposite side pocket. Yeah, they both go in the opposite side pocket, it looks like.
There they go. Yeah, so there's really, he's going to go with stripes.
You got to play position. And I'm guessing the first one would be the 13 after making the 9 if you're going to go with stripes. Which I guess with the 5 and the 2 the way they are also, stripes are the way to go. I'd like to just knock this 13 out while I'm at it, though.
Well, he's got 2 balls that lead to it, the 12 and the 11.
Okay, he wanted to get on that 13, and he got on it, but a little thinner than he probably desired. So immediately a little bit of a missable ball.
And it's well, he could come down and shoot the 15, maybe not. The 4 ball might have him, but he's playing this ball here. And
okay, got it down now. Does he take a chance drawing into that short position? I'm not sure he has a choice, really, in that short position on the 14 on the opposite side.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at. If he doesn't get there, he should have the 11 underneath it.
Yeah, well,
as backup.
Yep. You want to get on it now, though, and short is the real big error.
Yeah, the short blocks both of his insurance balls.
Right. Should be able to pull this off, though, drawing just a diamond and a half past the side pocket. Pretty good.
To perfection.
Pretty nice right there.
Come forward for the 12. And then he'll finish off with the 11 and the 15 in whichever order he feels is best. Had a great match. A couple of the, I guess you might call favorites in 8-ball, like Shane. Went out a little while back.
Yeah, he's just going to stop his ball. I was wondering if he would try to go forward. I was like, I don't think I would take the chance on forward just because he fell straight on that ball, and to get a good angle to get underneath, he'd have to float near that pocket.
Chang losing to Max Eberly and then to Brandon Schaff.
Yep.
It looks like Jung-Lin CHANG will go on to take this game. You just got to bring it over for the 8. Kind of like that, and finish it off, close it out, and get his X on the board. Still trailing, but breaking.
And a nice out there. Wasn't easy.
Well, no, that draw to get perfect on that. Forget what ball that was now for the side pocket was just outstanding. He had, as you said, what, 2.5 rails? 2.5 rails, and he put it right on a dime.
Yeah, 2.5 diamonds.
2.5 diamonds,
yeah, exactly. But perfect.
Right on a dime.
But his cue ball is so nice. I mean, his pattern play and rotation. I haven't got to see him play 8 ball, and I'm a little curious if how much of it he has played. But as I'd mentioned, kind of like the Asian Buddy Hall, in a manner of how good his cue ball is. I'll tell you.
Well, I tell you, I remember we did the Predator World 10 ball, and I actually chose him, or I picked him to win the whole thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you still owe me for that one.
Oh well,
I think I picked filler, but
I think I paid you by PayPal. I better check that.
No, it was Young Co. Excuse me.
You picked Co for that one?
Well, I'll tell you, I pick him in a lot of matches. Some of the players asked me, who do you like? Who do you think the better player is between them? And of course, it wasn't long ago I got asked, and that makes a difference because time. A couple years ago, you'd say Ko Ping Yi, but I sure like. I got to go with the young one, and they're both great players. But something about that, I don't know what, 90 pounds soaking wet, boy, he can sure play.
And he's such a beautiful stroke.
Moves
the ball so well, effortlessly pinpoint. And here we go.
Okay, well, these guys, right, and I've seen Chang break 10 ball a lot. But these guys got to realize they're not playing with a template. So it almost makes you want to hit them with a little more speed because you're using a regular rack. So the guys that I've seen that have still been the most effective with the regular rack here in the 8 ball have been the ones that can really stick to that pop and trust.
Okay.
That's still going to be enough to get the job done on the break.
They're not giving it that extra power. They're using that speed.
Yeah.
That 7/8 or 3/4 speed.
Right. And
to come through.
And if you've got to watch Chang play a lot, which I have, a lot of 10 ball also, that was way different looking Chang on the break. Like that was really getting at him. Where before, like you said, just like 70% with a good pop. And the solids, you can see, man, to be pinned to the back rail, the solids sure are nicer than the stripes, I believe.
I like the solids all the way. I'd start off with that 1 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he wouldn't start off with that 1 ball. And he was looking at a ball in the side pocket. You can get at the stripes as well. I mean, and maybe the stripes are better. I guess the 11's not a problem. Not an issue at all.
It's an issue for me. But having the 9 ball there, you can take care of it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he figures he can guarantee that angle to.
Well, this young man's already showed us that he doesn't do anything without a plan, so we're going to see what his plan is.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out right now which way I would go. I mean, once he moves the 14 ball, the 11 goes in the corner. So, I mean, he could just gain position on it. He would have liked to have gotten at it right now, that being the 14 probably, but he can't. Still okay, though, the stripes, yeah. The thing is, it looks like he'll have to peel a couple of these off, and then the 9 and the 11. So he's going to have to use the 15, 14 to get back to the 8.
I actually like playing the 13 and getting on that 9 ball to move the 11 right here, right now.
I think you're right, or at least take a chance at it, right?
He's going to move it. Oh, he's now.
Well,
he might have moved things into a tougher place now.
Well, I don't think the 11 passes the 4 on the side. Doesn't pass the 13. It doesn't pass the 2. It doesn't pass the 13. Oh, that helps.
13's going to be gone now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because he's going to come across on it.
Yep. I don't think it goes to the corner. It'd be nice if it went to the corner. You could shoot it now past the 14, but no, that 14 is.
No, he's okay. He actually, the 9 bumped into a nice position for the 11, so he'll come across off the 13. Like you said, 13 be gone. He'll shoot the 9, then the 11. And the thing is, he's going to have an angle with the 5 being there, right, when he shoots the 11. So cue ball being off the rail.
He's going to get himself in.
No, he's
no,
okay.
he's okay. I thought he was going to roll right up on top of it.
Yeah, but still,
he would have had the 9.
It's still
That'd
getting a
closer.
little bit hairy.
Now it looks like he can come back for the side pocket for the 15 there, off this 14.
Yeah,
and
but
then roll in position for the 9, and then to the 11.
But how are you getting from the 11 to the 8?
You're going to be replacing the 5 ball with a cue ball off the 9.
Okay, but I mean, you got to get to that position. I mean,
I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's not a huge area there, right? Not a huge one. I mean, if you do that, I like him instead of doing that. If he's going to do that, I like him coming back out for the 11 all the way down. I mean, the 14 is going to be gone here in a second. He can shoot the 9 and just either go top inside by the 3 or in between the 3 and the 11. And we'll see, though. Okay, he's going to take on the 9 long. I think, anyways.
Yeah, so he didn't bother with. See, I was thinking of getting on the 15 for the side pocket, rolling out to about where the spot is on that line, and then following up for the 9 and going right where he's at now. That was my plan to begin with. He's going to take care of the 9 and the 11 now, come all the way back for the 14, and then back up for the 8.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to have to deal with a 4 ball when he's shooting this 11. Because he's going to be laying near the rail, so manipulating the cue ball or changing the cue ball path is going to be cut off a bit. And, well, he got pretty heavy on it, though. So that's all right then. He can go to the rail, and he's just going to have to probably make some type of draw stroke on the 15 to the 8. But 2 of the best breakers, Chang, we've seen his 10-ball break, which is similar, supposed to be similar to the 8-ball. We've had 3 dry breaks out of 4 here to open this winter side match. Okay, he rubbed it a little, but
Should be okay. Does he go back and forth? Or just stays on the side by the 5 there?
on this slick table, I kind of like him digging on the cue ball and just creeping to the short side.
Oh, okay.
I think so. If it's a ball or 2 closer to the side rail, I like the back and forth, but it almost makes you hit the ball a little cleaner, George. Like, you know, you stay a little lower on the ball, and you know you got to put a little more draw on it, so it just makes you hit the ball a little cleaner. Sometimes that back and forth, if you don't pay attention, you can get to kind of slapping the ball a little bit.
Sure, and I just
see how that comes back
he's
nice
got a nice
and
clean
easy.
line for it too.
Yeah.
I just don't like traveling the cue ball towards a pocket.
Right.
And I think that bodes for just about anybody. But when you know you're coming a diamond short.
Yeah, and it's more to his fundamental, too, or his technique. He can do it all, don't get me wrong. Tyler's got one heck of an arsenal when it comes to, hey, you know, let me hit this ball like that, and I can high right, low left, doesn't matter what it is. Oh, boy. Well, that's going to hurt. That one's going to hurt. We saw him miss an 8-ball in the 10-ball tournament that was huge. And it's almost the same scenario, meaning it didn't quite cut as well. He hit one thick to the pocket. I forget who he was playing, but it was fairly deep in the tournament. Or deep, you know, a few rounds in on the winner side. I can't remember exactly the scenario, but it was a crucial shot coming right down to the wire. What do you do?
Well, we know he has to take the 3 and the 5 down to the left side of the table as we view it, because the 8 ball blocks those.
If he had an easy path to the short side on the 1, he could play the 1 into the 8 and open the pocket. Like if something was really easy to get there for some reason or another. Yeah, that's what I would be looking at as well. Maybe not this. Now, this one isn't so easy, whether he punches around or goes with the top English. He likes that 2 rails and out, though. He's very good.
Very good with it.
And be aggressive here, because you can handle straight in as well, believe it or not. Somewhat straight in.
Well, you call that opening up the 8.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's going to do. Make things a lot easier than trying to end up with a shot, you know, short side shot
twice.
Twice,
you know,
yeah.
Be 1 ball is one thing, but on 2. And if he had one to connect him there so easily, he probably wouldn't have done this, or may not have. Yeah, well, he's like, what a, dang it.
Well, now it's short side.
Oh, and yeah, and now he's getting to where he's got to make a cut on the 6, or he's got to cue the 4 with some speed. So
I actually, right here, I'm going to lean towards cutting the 6. Right, he might be banking, but I lean cutting the 6 and going 2 rails for that 5-3. Traveling the ball a long way, but I'm coming in underneath the 5. Hopefully.
From where the 4 and 6 are, you're going to have to travel the cue ball some ways.
Yep.
It's kind of, you know, preference here to me. Whichever one you don't think is missable. Now, if you feel like you can play the 4
and get over there,
or maybe draw that one, but you're a little elevated, right?
Yeah,
but the other one is play the 4 and then play the 6 next to come around to the backside. The thing is, you're waiting, right? And the longer you wait on trouble, well, it kind of stacks up on you.
And plus,
it's like taking out the garbage, I guess.
If I don't get where I like, I might still have a shot on the 4.
That's what I mean. If you shoot the 6 and you try to get there now, if you don't quite get there, it's not going to be a friendly shot on the 4, but at least you might have something.
I'm going to try to land the cue ball between the 5 and the rail. Up in that area, so I can get to the 5 or the 3. Put myself in the middle.
Right. I thought the angle kind of offered maybe going in between the 5 and 3. And And the good thing about that is you have the 3 goes in, you know, the side pocket over here on the short side. It goes in the upper corner. So don't baby it, meaning you don't want to get jacked up or be on the end rail, but you have a little more room running the ball than you think. So.
Yeah, I'm scared of that 4 ball. You hit the 4 ball and you're dead.
Yeah. Well, you'd be amazed.
It's playing safe.
Yeah, you better get it in there.
This is a jump shot.
I think the 3's got him cut off on that. Yeah. Chang would have been very aware of that. But we may see some really nice trick shot that we've already seen a couple from Tyler STYER. I'll tell you what else. If he was to make a good hit on this ball, because it's going to be at a mild speed, he may put Chang in a funny long distance situation on a shot, or a tough shot nonetheless.
There's no, I don't believe there's room to go between the 3 and the 5. That's what he's looking at. He's looking at coming between the 3 and the 5.
He must have a little spin angle or something, huh?
I don't know. I just, it looks like it goes to the rail before the 8, but not far enough away.
Yeah, but like I said, if you're right, I think that is what it looks like. But if he can just get a good hit, I'll tell you what, Now he's got to spin it. He can't go naturally in there, that's for sure. I think he's got to hit closer to the pocket with a hair of right English. But if he can just get a hit on this ball here, that ain't, the line of the cue there tells me it's maybe going into the 5 and 6. But if he can just get a hit on this ball, I think he makes Chang maybe come with one. Wow, what a good shot. Ooh, I thought he got in there at first.
Yeah, it was tough. Well, now it's just a matter of running these 4 balls. He'll come back a little bit, shoot the 5 ball in the same pocket, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not taking the 3 away first, though. You're supposed to. I think you're supposed to shoot the 3 away first and roll into position on those 2 balls rather than have to draw your ball on the 5 here, or draw your ball from the 4 to the 5.
Okay. You'll get to it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you see what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like normally you would stay. It's like, what if you got dead straight here? You don't figure to, but now you may have to shoot the 4 from a little distance. Did you know? Have you known him long, or about him long?
Jung-Lin CHANG?
Yeah.
No, the first time I saw him play was he played 9-ball back in April. I watched him a little bit on the live stream.
Right.
And,
been around a lot longer than people think.
There was another Asian player. I don't know if he was Chinese Taipei or just Chinese, and he did not make it to the world 10-ball. But he I guess from what they said on the stream, he was older, like in his 40s, and really impressed me with his pattern play, his cue ball, his fundamentals.
Another Chinese Taipei player.
I mean, I wish I could.
Chang also probably. There's I forget his.
Is there another Chang that's
yeah.
older?
Yeah, he's shorter.
Yes, he's shorter.
A little bit more dark complected.
That could be.
Yeah, I think that's man. He's one of my favorites.
I was extremely impressed by his play.
Lu Wen Chang? No, maybe.
That might be him.
That might be it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was super impressed.
Swings the cue more simple than anybody, I think. All right, Tyler's going to take a timeout, and we will too. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I wish I would have written his name down, but I was like, wow, this guy could really play.
Oh, yeah. He's one of my favorite players. He's won the China Open a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw he was leading by a buck. And we're back. And here's Tyler breaking the balls. Well, he breaks those. There goes a 12 on the side. There goes a 9 on the side. There goes a ball in the corner. There goes another one.
Hold on, they're still going. And the solids are pretty easy.
Wow. Well, he doesn't have an opening shot on the stripe, so it's going to be solids.
Yeah, anytime you make a bunch of one suit, more often than not, you'll end up shooting the others.
Yeah, he made 3 stripes.
Right, just because you have so much clearance and so many options with what would be 6 or 7 balls left on the table versus 4.
Yeah.
Still important to get that 6 ball clear. Doesn't want to hesitate on that.
Yeah, didn't waste any time.
No, he wants to open up that what will be the 7 last to get on the 8 most likely. So it should be something like shoot the 6, come around the 14-10 for the 1 ball. Now you want a little angle to get off the rail. That way when you shoot the 2, you can draw over for the 3. Is he going to get that angle? Oh, I don't think so.
He can get off the rail, though. Oh.
Well, he can.
Yeah. For the 2, and then he can shoot if he doesn't get the angle for the 2, he can shoot the 7. And
then the 3.
And then the 3. But
he'll pinch this off the rail, though. And one guarantee is pinch above it. And just go to the top rail, and then you come back straight towards it. Oh, he's going forward. He's trying to really get off the rail. I'm not sure this is necessary, but I don't think he'll have a problem. Oh, he's going for the side. And that's okay. Just know there's nothing wrong with changing the plans when it's so easy. Like you said.
If he doesn't get well on the 3, he can shoot the 7 first. Yeah.
And don't force it. Just shoot the 7-3 and take a little more shot on the 8.
Yeah, because I could tell getting from the 2 to the 3 was, might involve a little bit of a risk.
Well, especially once he got on the rail and kind of straight in on the 1. Didn't make it so easy.
And he's changed his plan accordingly. He'll probably come out to the middle and come off the rail and over for the 8. Instead of trying to hold it on the short side there.
Yeah, he'll come back a little bit and then just draw to the rail right before the side and take the 8 in the lower right. I don't think there's any, unless he overhits this, I don't think there's any real reason to make that extra cue ball movement. Like here, he'll just hit it with low left, and even if he got to where he was at right now, that's fine. But man, that's the break we were anticipating we would be seeing.
Yeah, and we saw it finally.
And
I didn't see what he changed on it. Did you?
No, he just hit him with that perfect timing. And the thing is, it looks like it's much harder than what it is because of the timing and because of the length of the swing. And we'll see if Chang can kind of go back to his normal 10-ball break. That's all he needs. Nothing extra.
Well, 3-2 now. And an interesting development over here, we had Torsten Homan defeat Dennis Ercolo 8-2.
Yeah, and that I don't think that eliminates Dennis from the second place. But I think it does eliminate him from the overall first place prize of $3,500 and an invitation. Now, it keeps Marco in the lead, but Thorsten Homan's approaching quickly.
So Dennis finishes 7th, 8th?
That would be right.
So 252 points in addition to his 390 puts him at 612.
No, more than that. 390 and what?
252.
So that would put him at 642.
Okay, so that puts him in the second place. He's above Marco's 612.
Oh, that put him in first place then.
Yeah.
Okay. He did edge above him. So he's really watching. But the thing is, we have so many that gathered a few points from the first event that could still go on to win this event.
Yeah.
I think the other threat is Sky Woodward, who finished 5th, 6th.
Big time. I was looking at that, yeah. He finished 5th, 6th.
And now undefeated still.
And still undefeated. So he's guaranteed, if he gets into the hot seat, if he wins if he gets in there, he's 360, 390. He's real close, too.
Yeah, and you can see he got the 4-railer, but much different break style than We see much more body trying to get much more force into it. And now faced with either a tester on the 5 in the corner or the 3 in the side. Who else am I thinking that still has a Tyler? Where'd he finish? 7th, 8th in the 10 ball?
Tyler finished
9 through 12? Because he's still on the winner's side here.
And no, he didn't finish. He finished in the 13th
outside
through 16th.
What about Chang? Because he could still win this event.
Chang didn't finish in the.
No, he got defeated by Sky fairly early
Yeah.
on the loser's side.
He's
That's
nowhere
right.
up there.
That's right. Well, not much choice here. It's either the 5 or the 3.
We'll take a look at it during one of the breaks while they're breaking, and I'll try to figure out.
Yeah, but I think the biggest threats for Marco right now are Skyler and Thorsten. Thorsten finished 4th in the 10 ball and is still gonna at least get a top 6 finish, which that won't get it. He'll have to win it or finish 2nd to get a piece of that prize. But I think Sky Woodward is probably the biggest threat for capturing the overall prize besides Marco. And that's still a day away, but back here at the table at 3-2, Tyler STYER leading, excuse me. Okay, he's definitely going to run into a piece of the 3. He needs to gain position. He'll be going towards the 4. Oh, he overcut it. He overcut it.
Well, with Dennis finishing 7th, 8th, he's at 642.
Well, he's in the lead right now then, and Marco's in 2nd. So
612.
I think Marco is in trouble on getting a piece of that prize.
That extra money, the 1,500 second place.
Yeah, you know, I think. Let's see, 5th, 6th mathematically. Yeah, I would have to say so. If 7th, 8th, and 2nd beats him, all Sky needs to do is, if he wins that hot seat match, he'll definitely have top 2 in the all-around secured. Because that'll get him more points than Dennis has. Dennis will have a 2nd place finish and then a 7th, 8th, and Sky would have a 5th, 6th finish and no worse than 2nd. So nice shot there. Okay, he should just roll one rail back up, or he may go ahead and get on the 5 now, but I think you want to get on the 4.
In fact, if Sky finishes 3rd, he'd be in 1st place. He'd have 648.
Well, but that's with Thorsten.
It all depends with Thorsten.
Yeah, if he just gets 2nd, though, I think he beats, unless Thorsten comes back and wins. If he gets 2nd place, it's going to eliminate Marco. But that's still a long ways away, right? I mean, we got...
Sure. We got 4 guys still in contention.
Yeah.
And we got 2 guys playing right here that are in contention. They are on the winner's side, and they're pretty much tied up.
I'd take a chance coming all the way across in between the 13-14. It looks like high inside takes you there. And would rather get on the 5. I mean, the combo's okay, but okay, he's going to play for the combo, and he's going to get heavy on it. Eesh. Now he's got to either make sure he hits this 6 to the 5 very accurately. That way it doesn't come across. Okay, nice shot.
And he'll steal one of Chang's breaks.
Yeah, it's the 2nd one of the match also. And now after a successful break of his own in the last, Tyler's in a prime position at 4-2 and going to be breaking off in game number 7.
Four to 2. Breaking the balls. Let's see where Alex is over here. We got one match gone. We got one still being played. John Mora leads Alex Pagulayan 5-3. So one of those gentlemen will be going out at 7th, 8th. So Dennis is
So I think Dennis maybe has to have a lot of bad things happen to him for him not to finish in the top 2 of that. Got to have a lot of scenarios go wrong.
well, we got to have Skyler win, Torsten come in way up there in the top 3.
Yeah,
That'd
I think
be close.
I'm not sure the point breakdown, but it's something like that for sure.
Well, Torsten already has 324 points. He comes in anything higher than 4th, and he's looking at another 324 points, putting him at 648.
Okay, well that'll put him. That's just one match. He only has to win one match to get to 4th tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, only one match. So not as much scenario as I thought. I thought Thorsten maybe had to win a couple matches and Skyler go on to win that. Okay, a dry break.
Well, Jung-Lin CHANG looking surveying the field here.
Stripes look pretty nice. Solids look very runnable as well. It's a 5-ball that's a little rough. Only because there's not another solid super near it to just like play stop position on it.
You know,
goes on the side though. I think he's going to start with the 11.
I like starting with the 11 if you're taking stripes. The 5-ball is the only thing to be a concern if you're taking solids. He's taking stripes, so it matters not. 9-ball's a little bit of a concern.
Yeah, and 9 in the opposite corner.
He's going for it now.
Yep.
So the little concern is no longer. He's going to address it right away.
Well, the 14 goes on the side too, and that leads position. If just in case either one, if you want to get in the 14 on the side, offers position on the 9. 9 offers position on the 14. So,
yep.
Definitely one thing you got to look at playing 8-ball is that short side position.
Mm-hmm. You've seen him. You've seen it used pretty well. Or as a go-to, instead of moving balls, they just play position for it. And I figured as much there.
Yeah, and he could draw into the 5 if he wants. He's gonna. Yeah, he's got to. So go ahead and move it. Don't let it cover up the 8 in any kind of way. Even if it's above it a little bit, you still want it out of the way.
Yeah, just don't push it into the 13's way.
Yeah, it won't. Now, don't push it to cover up that pocket, right? Yeah, so there you go. Real nice and controlled.
Oh, look how nice this is.
Yeah.
He'll shoot the 10 ball. He'll stop it right there and shoot the 10 ball next. Come back to where the 12 is now, and probably take it from there.
Yeah, when he shoots the 10, though, he'd like to go right in between the 3-4 towards the 13 a little bit if he.
Okay.
Just if he can now. Otherwise, he'll follow to the rail because he doesn't want to shoot the 13 and have to draw the side rail and back over. So now he'll follow in between those 2 balls just so he can get it nice and heavy on that 13. And this is where I always thought his cue ball usually stays in line, is just those one rail shots. Always so good with the speed. One tough customer. And you haven't known him as long, but Jung-Lin CHANG has been around for a minute, and it's sweet, nice to see. And not often you see it, a guy really come into his own later in his career. He's always been a really good player, solid player, but not on the tier that he's on now.
Well, how old is he? Do you know?
I think he's 37,
Okay.
36, 37. But I mean, I remember him back whenever I played some of the world champion, back when I played all the world championship events overseas, and that was back in 2006 and 2005, 2008, 2009.
$34.
34, huh? Oh, okay.
He's born May 2nd, 1985.
There you go. Well, he was pretty young then, back in the day.
And now to tie it up here, so he stole a break from Tyler.
All right, making both the balls in the side that time. The ball's up in the corner. Wow, so got kissed to the back rail, but shouldn't be a problem with the 3 hanging over the side, and he's got a cut on the 15. Solids look sweet again, though. Look very easy. Just shoot the 3 and the 4 and take care of that 7 down here, and then you got the 1, 5, and 6 in the side, and the 8 and 8, however you want it. So,
boy, now we're watching those breaks open everything up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no reason to take any chance here. Just go ahead and dink the 3 ball in. Like I said, I would probably go ahead and try and get on that 7 and 4 next. Go ahead and clear that half of the table.
So go for the 7 ball next year with a speed.
Yeah, and just kind of know that
just a nice roll.
Yeah,
just roll the ball.
If you get steep on the 7, don't take any chance. Just knock the 4 in and play position on the 7. So try and get on the 7 right now, though. That's okay.
Sure.
Whichever you prefer. Okay, don't make them both.
Pocket them.
Yeah.
Well, then he'd have to shoot the 7 in the side, but
yeah. He's okay though. He'll just go 1 rail right by it. He could go 2. I would just go 1, I think. No, he went the second one. Okay, speed's got to be good. You're getting a little more elevated. Shouldn't be a problem though. I thought he'd just creep 1 rail by that ball though and be real close to it. Still okay, but he's a little thinner, you know.
Yeah,
so.
Probably go to the 1 here and then the 5 and underneath for the 6.
I think that's why the camera's fooling us again. He's a little thin on the 7.
Oh,
I mean, he
the
can
hole
go.
For the 1?
Well,
okay.
he can, but he has to do a little something with it. That's why he's staying away from it right now. He's going to go ahead and take. Well, he's looking at maybe the 6 and then the 7. Okay, so that's maybe why I wouldn't have gone 2 rails on that shot from the 4 to the 7, because not only you have to travel further, your speed has to be better, because if you go too hard, you're getting over the 13 and the 11 and those balls. And if you hit it too soft, you're thin on the 7. So
okay.
He'll just hold here. Ooh. Ooh.
A little elevated.
Oh, he is right. And he can't get at the center of the ball or the left side of the ball that great.
Might shoot the 1 ball here.
Yeah, well, think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to come 2 rails around. Watch out. Okay. It's going to be just nice. Nice enough.
Good recovery. All right, just stop it there, and then come for the 8. Yeah.
good position to tie this match. And after another dry break, alarmingly a dry break, wasn't it? No. I'm sorry. No, this was his break. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, he actually broke and made both side balls in the side. So.
Yeah, he stole Tyler's last game.
Right. Yeah, to cut that lead. That's right.
Yeah. Now Tyler's breaking. All even game. The lag got him here. Well, this gives you an idea how important the lag is. And we've talked about that several times.
Yeah. Especially the lag gets you that lead, and then if you got the lead, when they tie it up, guess what? You get to break if you won the lag. No matter what that tied score is, it's always back to even, and it'll be the winner of the lags break at all times. But
and with a break like Tyler's, and Jung-Lin's too, it's a big weapon.
Huge.
John Mora and Alex Paguline. Score is now 6-4 with John breaking the balls.
Yeah,
it
John.
was 6-3, so he lost the last game. John, it's funny, he breaks the balls right-handed and plays left-handed now.
Well, he still needs that power, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain couple shots that John will tell you himself that whether like a subtle swerve shot that requires that little bit of extra touch, he'll sometimes shoot still shoot it right-handed, and the power shot, like a jump shot maybe or a break.
Yeah. But what a weapon to have. You can play pretty much world-class left-handed or right-handed.
Yeah, and I had no idea until he did it that he could do that.
Well, there's a break. 4 balls down. He's got shots on the solids, and he's taking solids.
Yeah, the 8 ball is the only thing at first glance that is even a little bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm. And all he really has to do is play this ball and just draw up into the 11. Play this ball. Play the 6 ball, the lime green 6 ball, right by the 8 on the right, and get on the 11 for the same pocket. I don't know if that's a little tricky.
Yeah, I might go forward in between the 10-14 and out around the 9 maybe, but I'd also entertain other ways
to get there,
to get on the 8. That being maybe the 5, but.
Yeah, because he could come down here after this shot, and then come off the 3 for the 6, or come get position on the 6 and come up for the 3.
He's most likely going to use that 6 though, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. I'd like to get on the 3 now. That leads me to the 7. That leads me to the 5. That leads me to the nice angle on the. Don't get fooled that it's a lot easier shooting. Well, I mean, I guess he wants an angle on the 6, right?
Yeah, he wants an angle.
So stopping on the 3 is fine. Maybe pinch it back, 2 or 3, 4 inches when you shoot the 3. You don't want to get.
He's going to shoot the 5 here and then get on the 3.
Right. Shoot the 5 and then get heavy on the 3 and pinch it back 3 or 4 inches for the 6, because you don't want to get super thin on the 6. You want to get about a 2/3 of the ball hit, something like that, maybe 75% of it.
And you want to really control your speed coming off the 6 ball, because you have those 3 balls, those 3 stripes you get behind.
That's why I really would want a 1 rail angle in between the 10-14 rather than wrapping my cue ball around the 9. I would rather have the 1 rail angle with inside.
I think that's what he just looked at. Yeah.
That's a little less danger. Ooh, he got thin, so he's going to have to go around the 9 now.
Can you still hold that with inside? And
yeah, but if you let off of it a hair and you catch the 9,
short.
you don't really. If you're hitting the 9 full is what I'd be worried about if I went 1 rail from there. But it's perfect. Really nice.
Yeah, his delivery of that cue through the ball with a nice stroke and that slow speed.
Oh yeah,
is real nice. And that long stroke that you talk about leads him to that.
Yeah, if anything, Tyler, he and I talk about it sometimes, that keep that acceleration, though. Sometimes with that really smooth, you can lose the acceleration you need. But I mean, that's not a problem. That's just something you got to keep on with and keep training yourself. But I love his fundamentals.
They're real clean. They're real pure. So far, they've traded pairs. They both went in pairs. Tyler started off with 2. Chang came back with 2. Tyler got 2, and Chang came back and got 2. Now Tyler's gotten 1. So if Chang holds his break here, we're all tied up. We'll be 62.5% to the end of the race to 8. Things kind of feel like they've slowed down, haven't they?
Well, still very busy, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like it slowed down, like in my head or in my body. It just feels like things came crashing down. But even outside, the noise level is down a little bit. Now Chang here about to break the balls, and that won't be, the noise level will go up in a second.
Okay, nothing yet.
4 ball.
4 ball, there you go.
9 ball.
On the end rail again, though, man.
All he has is long shots.
Yeah.
And he's got a 2 and a 10 tied up. He's got a 7 and a 6 tied up. More than likely, if I can, I'm taking stripes. I only have 1 ball I have to work with, which is the 10. But where to start? Where to start? That 13 goes by the 14 to the corner. I would say yes. The 11 ball goes in the corner all by itself.
That's the ball I like.
Yeah, and I would say yes. And he might get the 10 here.
I don't think so, but it opens up the angle to shoot the 13 later and get the 10. I know that.
And he has the 15 as insurance.
Right. I think he thinks he can get the 11 and get to the 2, but the problem is you may not come away with a shot at all, hardly, if you get into the 2 right here.
You're right. You have
with
a long
the 1
shot.
there.
Yeah, the 1 there, you could get behind the 1.
Could get behind the 2 as well. The 2 has an amazing way of staying there. What a great shot that was.
Easy. Well, now he's got the long shot on the
13.
Looks like the 14 or the 13. He may be able to see. I don't think he can see the 10.
I don't think so either. Okay, a tester here.
Yeah, he's going to have to just kind of stun the ball there for the 13.
You know, and you wonder, because these guys have been playing 8-ball now for a couple of days and not having to make these types, that, you know, playing rotation, you settle for that kind of shot all the time, but in 8-ball, you're avoiding that one.
Just like in straight ball, it's funny how those long shots become, all of a sudden you sit there and you fear that long shot, and in rotation, you wouldn't even think about it.
Sure.
I'll just take this and move the ball, whatever. But since you're trying to stop the ball most of the time.
Okay, and again, he's got to kind of pound the ball a little bit. He's worried about getting through that traffic on the 13. That's why he's avoiding that shot right now. He could cut the 10, but again, going into traffic. So
He looks like he's coming back for it. He could just play for the 12 ball and then come up for the 10 and the 13.
Okay, he got a little bit thin on the 10 now, so starting to get in a little bit of position, and it's almost worth it just because it looks like he can guide the cue ball right between the 5-2 coming off the end rail with the 13.
I was looking at that, and then I was also kind of glancing of spinning the just coming straight across to hit the 3.
I think actually now that I look at it again, I think he'll just ease the 10 in and shoot right for that gap between the 1 and 5 and not bump anything. Actually, I think anyways. Just a little high outside.
Just as long as he holds that line coming off the 10, coming straight across towards the 3 ball, he's fine.
Yeah, he's cueing down, so he's probably dragging the ball a bit. Now the thing is, you don't want to drag it too much. Yeah, the 5 ball.
He got behind the 5, and he is also behind the 1 for the 12.
He didn't put any outside English on the ball. He just hit it with straight low.
Yeah.
We'll see a jump cue, and he won't be that much of an underdog actually with the jump cue, but
yeah, that cue ball fell forward on him a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't put any left English on it. It was kind of strange, so he had to hit the object ball much more natural instead of throwing it in.
Yeah.
John Moore on the hill versus Alex and at the table. We only have 2 matches going. Is that correct?
That's it.
Still
that's all
from
left.
6 o'clock.
That's why I turned off the computer, the iPad, because we could see the table and the score. Yeah, this would be a great jump shot here.
Yeah, and how many times have we've done now? This is our 8th match in 2 days of 8 ball, and this is the 2nd time we've seen the jump cue only, maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Only one.
I don't think it's been any more than that.
And this is an awful close jump. He's real close to the 5. He's going to have to elevate more than that.
Well, he's only got a piece of it, though. Yeah. So that's a good thing. And it offers an angle to come across for the 12, I think, unless he lands on top of it. If he lands on top of it, he might get behind the 12. Okay, he broke out the treble, too.
Oh, how happy is Tyler?
And at the moment, he's pretty happy. And no problems here. Just take care of the 6 and 7 and then go up there and take care of those 4. Yeah, you got the 2 to get you around.
I think I'd just go up and get the 4 after this and then play the 7 last and stop the ball there for the 8.
I think so, maybe, yeah. Just without guarantees, you might not want to move the cue ball back that much for the 7, but it should be okay if you want. And I think the 7's a hair thinner. You know, so I think most likely I get on it right now. Just because you got so many back there, right? I mean, just the left side of the table offers a nice shot on the 8. You got so many balls up there to choose from. Is that going to get there? Okay, it did. And now you just come up, shoot the 2, and run the cue ball to the center of the table. You shoot the 1, 3 in the opposite, 5. So many options, really, when you got them all grouped together like that. Wow, he is saving the 7 for the last.
Because all he has to do when he runs these 4 balls is leave the cue ball on the rail, and he's perfect for the
7 down in the corner. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the corner. I was thinking the side.
No,
run it.
no, I was thinking the corner. No.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I don't want the side for sure.
No, you just lay it flat against the rail,
that's good.
He's perfect.
Yeah, the corner makes sense for sure. And he can just stop here for the 3 in the opposite side. Doesn't have to draw back if he doesn't want. Oh, he had a punch angle. Okay.
And now he's got to stop. Nice little touch on that shot there to come back just a hair. So you can come straight back.
Yeah, that's going to be 6-4 and breaking, right?
Yeah. Big for Tyler. And lands on this perfect. Absolutely. If I hadn't ball in hand, that's exactly where I'd put this ball. Big game for Tyler. And again, winning their games by pairs, 2 at a time. Now twice he's given up the break here. Got some guys from Tucson in here playing in the APA, guys I know from Tucson.
I liked Tucson when I went. A couple times I went.
You had to come down again.
Yeah, I just go over to that airplane graveyard like I did last time.
Oh, yeah, you like that Pima?
Man, I was there all the time.
Yeah.
I went there every day almost.
Wow.
I walk around, and that's so
big.
big. I mean,
it's a big place.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Super cool.
Yeah. When you come down like in early October, it's hot in September.
Yeah.
Still hot.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And John Moore has gone on to defeat Alex Pagulayan. Alex Pagulayan recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, and, you know, always expected to get right in there in the finals of these events, but tough crowd hanging out with around here. You can get beat by a lot of great players.
So Orcullo and Pagulayan finished 7th, 8th. Is that correct?
Yeah, because there's only 6 left after these matches are done. We'll have 2 on the loser's side at noon tomorrow, and then on the stream table will be our hot seat match at noon. Then we'll follow it with a quarterfinal, a semifinal, and then the final at 6 o'clock. It's a race to 10 in the final in the 8-ball.
Yes, it is. These two guys are battling it out here. This is looking good for Tyler, because if he can hold his break here, which will be the first time he holds it after winning 2 in a row, it puts him on the hill. Puts a lot of pressure on Mr. Chang.
Yeah, he'll get a couple opportunities to break the balls and win the match. That's huge. Now switching racks, actually. Still the same type of rack.
That is a smart thing to do, and here's why. After Skyler's match, I talked to him about the break, and he said that there were some gaps that he couldn't fix. He said there were some gaps in important places, so he wasn't breaking the balls as well. And if that's the case, using a fixed rack, you know, or a triangle rack, it'd be smart to change, because sometimes the racks get dirty on the inside, the balls stick. And
yeah, it could be anything. I mean,
sure, a lot of things.
It's manufacturing as well. I mean, Diamond has a pretty awesome product, but just like any manufacturer, it doesn't always have to come out exactly the same. So, and
then with use, you know, they can move a little. I don't know how much they could move, but they will vary. So a good observation by Tyler if he switched racks.
Yeah, an important break here. Puts him in prime position if he can make one here and get out, get to the heel.
Big break here.
Oh, that ball was going right in the side. It got kissed right out, the 3-ball did. And now a dry break.
And everything up on top, everything's wide open. How do you like solids?
I like them. Got to come with a little bit more of a shot on the first one, but the one's pretty easy shot because you don't have to do much with the cue ball, you know. that pocket's pretty decent size for these guys going down that rail.
Yep.
He can get out of either one,
Gosh,
actually, but
yeah.
I wouldn't take on the 4 before I took on the 1.
No, I like the 1 first, and then probably get the 5, the 3, and then the last 2 down on the bottom. Oh, there's that 6 ball over on the side there. That lime 6 on the left-hand rail.
If I hold it, I might go ahead and take the 7 away, just because it's up the rail bit and it's not really doing much for me.
No.
Just kind of depends on how I hold here on the. Ooh, okay, got that one down.
The 8. Does the 8 go by the 2 balls on each side of it down by the lower rail?
I think it's like eerily similar. But the 8's almost right on the spot.
They're still going to be there.
A little below it, but I think it goes by both, actually.
Okay, and then he's fine. He's looked at that. Yeah, he's looking at the other. Yep, he just looked at that. So I think he says no concerns. And he likes your taking away the 7 first.
I think so. You just make sure you want to shoot the 3 from above. That way you go right in between the 13 and 9. That's the ball really and then getting over on that 6. But the 4 is an easy helper for you from the 2 or something later on. So you want to draw back here just a little bit.
Play the 6 next, then the 3.
I think he got too straight for that. I think he'll use probably the 2 ball. Oh no, he did go over for the 6. Okay, that's actually ideal. Now you come out to the center of the table and take the cut on the 3, and everything's pretty open,
straightforward.
Yeah. Man, a little light there. A little light. I mean, he still can maneuver it. I would have wanted a hair more angle on that. That way it just moved the cue ball so much easier. You can see he's falling towards, so he's got to kind of punch it here.
4 in the corner. Just keep your line for the 4. Oh, he's going to come all the way down to the side.
2, 4, huh?
Yeah, he's going to have to. Maybe there's more room past the 14 than there is past the 15. Oh, yes, there's lots of room there, so it won't matter. Just come up and get on the 4, nice and thick, as you say. And then just fall forward, and Tyler's going to get the break for the match. No. Jung-Lin's going to break here.
Yeah, he's not for the match, to tie it up at 6 apiece.
Yeah, to tie it up at 6 apiece. I got that wrong. He's going to have a little bit of a shot here. Is he coming back?
Yeah, that's where that bigger pocket probably was you were talking about.
Well, they just showed us the angle past the 14, and that looked good. And
a man that takes dead aim. Jung-Lin CHANG.
Amazing how they've traded pairs. It's the first time I've seen that. And he's going to take a little bit of a break.
And we will too.
And so shall we.
I got lucky there.
Yeah, we're back. We are back with Jung-Lin CHANG getting ready to tie things up with a good break here and a clearance. There's Tyler STYER in the background. Well, just straightening out the rack, get the stripes and solids on the corners, one of each. It'd be hard to get two of each on the corner, wouldn't it?
It sure would. And I think that's basically the only rule to the rack, I believe anyways.
They try to alternate the balls. He's changed back to the to a different rack. So I guess they're going to use their own rack. Since
like
Tyler switched from the other one to the from this one to the other one, he's changed back.
Well, after that dry break, we'll see on the next one which rack Tyler uses.
Good point. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to switch to it, huh?
Well, hindsight is 20/20.
Yes, it is. Well, they're looking for little gaps in the balls. He's inspecting it pretty good, trying to get them all nice and all touching. In an 8-ball, that's such an important shot, and it's so frustrating when you just smack them hard and nothing goes.
Yeah, and Chang is definitely hitting them harder than he does in 10-ball, and I think that's really part of the problem.
Too hard?
Yeah, I really do. We really haven't seen this so far on the stream table. We haven't seen the guys having any problem struggling racking, right?
Well,
we commented on it.
You know, after the comment that Skyler made to me, I'm figuring they're settling for the rack with the gaps, and just go ahead and taking what it is and saying, oh well, I'm not going to spend half an hour racking, because remember we commented earlier how fast they're racking the balls now without the template.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
How quick things go.
And
things
but the
have
guys
changed.
don't want to settle too often for gaps. I mean,
well.
But and another thing is they're breaking real well overall. I mean, now we've seen some dry breaks in this match, and we've seen them throughout the tournament. But as a whole, the guys are breaking. Those were real flat. He got one down, though. Cue ball's going to race to the end rail and leave him a tester, no matter what it is.
Well,
6 in the side, maybe?
6 in the side or 2 in the corner.
Oof. Man.
Maybe the 10-ball throws off the 3. If it did, wow, what a nice shot that would be.
I would have to really look at cutting the
anywhere.
13 in the side just because of the run-out possibilities. If I shoot the 6, I better be pretty confident, because that'll tell me that I'm breaking the 3-ball open late in the rack. Meaning I got to shoot the 6, then maybe the 5 off, then maybe the 1, and break out on the 2.
If he
So-
shoots the 6, I like coming up and shooting the
Nope.
1 ball next,
And
then
then
the
break
deuce,
on
and
the-
breaking the 3.
Yeah, that's probably the pattern if you're going to shoot the solid. I'd really, really ask myself, am I ever missing this 13 in the side?
And if you play the 13 in the side, he's probably going into the 2 balls that are tied up over on the right, the 3 balls by the 3 ball.
And that's what he's looking at now is those 2 possible breakouts, the one on the 13 now or the 2 ball later. I don't know, just something tells me I want stripes here if I could do it. You know, talked about you don't want to push the envelope. You don't want to shoot at a missable ball.
And the 13 is, I would say, an easier shot than the 6.
Yeah. If it's an easy just
yeah,
chop it in, I think that's the way to go. Oh, I didn't want to catch the 2, but he's going to be okay. He's got a combination on the 14-12 that is playable. Now, you may look at trying to get into them balls another way, but with the 11-9 covered up, man, I sure wouldn't take no chance here and get in on them. I would just settle for this combination one way or another. That being the 15-12 later in the rack.
I like that. I just he's going to take this combo now, I guess, and come up for the. Nope. I thought he was going to take it now.
Well, the only reason he would shoot the 11-9 now is that tells me he wants to shoot the 14 and bust the balls open. He wants that above angle on the 14 where he could flick it in with a little right English and come right into those balls. It's the only reason you would shoot the 11-9 in this position.
Does he have that now with a little bit of right low off the 14 by that corner?
Well, he has it, but it's more dangerous because, remember, whenever you're hitting the ball more full, you're not going to have as much speed, right? And it's not going to be turning over for you. So he's really got to get a lot on this. And watch out for this lower right corner.
He's going for the combo, and
he got nothing.
Oh, boy.
Almost absolutely
nothing. Oh, boy.
Does he have a cut back on the 9? If he doesn't have that, really it's a cross corner on the 11 or the 9. Because
how about a billiard off the 11 into the 9?
Hey, possibility, but the bank's covered up on the 9, so that's a possibility.
And he's cutting
the 9.
He'll be sending the 11 ball 2 rails at those. He's cutting it,
Yeah, he's cutting it, and the thing is, if he has to slow spin it, he may be able to get into rubbing the 10 open.
Exactly,
maybe.
I was seeing that with the right English.
But if if it's one of those that you have to chop more, he's not hitting anything most likely. But okay, it's got to be a slow speed. Oh, he got deep in there. Is he going to come away with anything?
He came in straight in on the 10.
And the 14 next, or the 15 next, excuse me.
Yep.
You got to think this one through, though. Want to get on? He's still got to get on that 11 in the side.
He could follow out here and get on the 12 for the corner.
Let me think if I want to get rid of the 15 before I shoot the 10 here.
He could shoot the 15.
Yeah, and then pinch back for the 10. And then I'm trying to think if that helps you any.
Well, the 15 helps him get on the 11 by going 2 rails up after shooting the 12. He just stops or brings it up just a hair. He'll have a 2 rail shot on the 11. You follow with a little bit of draw it up into the corner on the right and towards the 11.
Yeah, you would think. Anyways, he's going for the 11 here. No, he held for the 10 or the 15. Excuse me.
Well, then. He'd probably fall forward and play the 12 ball in the corner and then the 11 in the side.
I guess so, but that's sending the cue ball towards the 8, isn't it?
Right to where he is right now. It's sending the cue ball right where he just pointed.
Oh, okay, so he's going to hit before the side pocket here with the cue ball. Okay. Looks like he's trying to chip it in the side. One good thing for Chang here is the 8's available to both corners. So if he ends up having to play the 12 last into one of those other corners, he can handle most angles as long as it's not a lot of it. Meaning you don't want to get steep and thin on this 12.
Well, this just got interesting.
Well, the 12 goes past the 3, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so.
But he's pretty straight on the 11.
All right, so it'll either be draw back to the short or cheat it a little and follow out. Because, again, the 8 goes in the lower left and right. Yes. Now he's looking at the draw part.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you're right there, George. He may have gotten dead straight in. We'll see by how he cues the ball. Yeah, that tells you he's dead straight.
Wants the cue ball cleaned. And by the way, would you move it over a little bit to the right?
Little home cooking.
Mm-hmm. And now, does he avoid hitting the deuce?
Well, I think if he goes forward into the deuce, I think he's taking a chance.
Yeah, that's
I really
why
do.
I don't like having to come into the deuce.
That's what he's doing, though. So you want to put a little extra on this, but then you can go through the deuce and maybe even scratch, believe it or not. So okay, hit it nice.
That's just right.
Hit it nice.
Just right. He knows how to bump balls.
Yeah, and that's where him being at the table can see that wasn't a threat at all, and or we're in the booth and. It's a little different at times.
Can't tell he's going to hit it full and just push it out of the way and stop from it.
Okay, hitting top English here with that short bridge, a little different. A lot of times you'll cue down with that. Doesn't matter to Mr. Chang.
And, well, they've held very true. The score is tied at 6, with Tyler winning the first 2. Giving up 2, winning 2, giving up 2, winning 2, and they went on to win pairs.
He'd like that to stand true here.
If it stands true, he wins. That's right. Oops. Jeremy slapping me around here. We're getting towards the end of the match here. We're tied at 6. We have 2 left. Guys, will be starting tomorrow with the hot seat match. Which will be the winner of this match versus Skylar Woodward, and that'll be your hot seat match. It'll be followed by the quarterfinal, and then the semifinal is the winner of the loser bracket playing the loser of the hot seat. And then our final match at 6 p.m., which will be a race to 10. All others will be a race to 8. And CSI rules, alternate break format, using the Cyclops Hyperion balls. We are at Griff's if you just joined us in Las Vegas, Nevada. There's a big break getting knocked around all over the place, but ball's down, another one about to go down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tough out here.
This is, yes, and this is no gimme. We got a 14 tied up. We've got.
You got a 4 ball that's hard to shake loose and make it to where with the 11 and the 15 being there and the 10.
And 13's up there too.
Yeah. Well, just hard to break open the 4 ball and get it available for a pocket, like a guaranteed available for a pocket. If you come across it at the 8, it's still covered up by the 15. If you come and hit it on the face, it comes to the low rail. Maybe the 11 gets it covered up.
If it comes down, it probably hits the 10 if you break it from the 3 and comes down on the bottom rail, which means it goes to the lower left, and he'll have a guaranteed shot on the 6. If he breaks out the 3, he gets there now after the 1.
Well, yeah, that's about all he can do. But
And then just leave it. Maybe he doesn't want to. He'd rather leave the 1. I'm not sure. Either one or the other. You have to choose which one to leave, the 6 or the 1. He's leaving the 6 ball. And all ball foul, so don't touch the ball. Don't let the belly come down.
That's got to go.
A lot. Oh,
Now
boy.
he's in real big trouble. He may even have to threaten getting on that 4 in the side.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, you could shoot the 7 off now and try to get that angle again, which is what I may do, actually. But I don't know. This ball, you're punching it. You got to realize when you punch it, it's not going to have much energy. So opening the balls up and getting a shot are very slim.
Mm-hmm. So I like your idea of playing the 7 first here and coming back halfway between the 7 and where the cue ball is now.
Yeah, what he's thinking is, man, let me just get him open, and then I'll try and use the 6 to the 7 and then to the backside of the 4 or something like that to get out.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thought process. It's really not. The one thing I would really look at, though, again, is does the 4 go in the side cleanly? I know it's a tough shot from the back rail, but I like the guys trying to get to that clean shot and making it sometimes.
He's trying to see where to come from the 3. If he catches the 8 and doesn't catch the 4, he's not going to be a happy camper. Now he's looking at the shot on the side.
I would have to look at that. I know you'll have to shoot it.
He's got a nice angle right here to get there.
Yeah, and you'll have to shoot it with a little speed maybe because you got to get the cue ball loose of the 8. But I still think it's his best option from here. Now, if he had gotten that angle to break the balls open, that's different. But I think he's still breaking, actually. He's hitting kind of center. So maybe trying to shove the ball into the – he missed him. He may not come away with a shot at all.
Trouble. He's got a shot on the 7, but he's got that 2-railer of the Corey shot.
Yeah, what a shot that was.
Yes, it was.
Amazing. Not sure what you can really do other than try to buy some time. I don't even think he can cut the 7 in. Yeah, I think he's cut off on that.
He's banking to the corner pocket.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd try to bank it in, draw my ball up for a little angle to get on the 6 to get to the back of that 4 again. The 2-rail zigzag your ball to the back of that 4.
He's coming back. Not too far.
Well, he knows he's got way the worst of it from here. Chang
still has to move the 14.
Yeah, he's still got work for sure. Just depends on how Chang wants to play it, but he'd like to use the 14 to get down on the 11 to open the 9 in the side and the 10 in the other corner, but really, excuse me, not the 14, the 15. But he really might have to use the 15 to get on the 11 now to shoot the 14 all the way up and then fall down on these balls.
Interesting to see how he's going to tackle this 14 ball.
Well, he could leave it till late if he wanted.
Use the 11
to get on it and then come across for what will be the 8 ball last, where he's pointing his cue at right now. I think I probably shoot the 15, 11, get on the 14 then. And the only reason being is I don't have to get all the way down on the 11. Meaning when I shoot the 14, I can come across and shoot the 9 in the lower left and still bump the 10 perfectly or do whatever I need there, and then I'll be on everything low. So I get on the 11 right now to get on the 14. I don't want to waste no time.
And he has.
Yeah, so here you just go forward, you shoot the 14, you come across to the right side of the table. Now, if you get nice and heavy on the 14 where you feel like you can come down below these balls, that's a little better. But don't think you have to do that.
You can always get on the 13, or is it the 11 ball down here? The 11 ball, and then shoot the 9 in the corner or the side.
Right, that's what I was saying about the
yeah.
14. If you get here to where you want to spin with inside and go below, that's fine. But you can play the 9 from above also, like where he's pointing now.
Yep, he's coming perfect, just like you explained.
Yeah, and then you bump the 10 downward, and you just play the 8 from underneath. Either you play it in the side pocket, or you play it in, come across and play it in the corner near the 11. Or you might even play in the all the way up corner, where his chalk is on the lower right part of your screen.
Right-hand part of your screen on the bottom.
Yeah, so really from above the 9, you got lots of options. Be aware of the side pocket and be aware of the overrunning. Oh, that's perfect. Now I think he wants to bump the 10 a little bit, I would think. I mean, look.
It's natural.
I think so. You just bump it down to stay, that'll probably be your last ball to get on the 10. You bump to get on the 8. You bump the 10 downward a little bit. You're not going to be too thin on the 11. You'll be able to hold, no problem. Now, one thing he could do here is he could draw into the edge of the 4, and that doesn't hurt him at all either. He'll have the 11 right afterwards, and he can come up for the 10 in the opposite corner. That may be the actual best shot just because it makes the 8 so much easier. And just a nice little light draw stroke right into the bottom of the. All right, he's going to do the top English and move the 10. That's okay. Shouldn't really pose a problem. Yeah. Well, he got a little thinner on the 11 than I thought he would. I thought he'd drift off a little bit more of the edge of the 10. Still not a problem. Okay, now is he going to spin around it?
Yeah, just
got
to,
to,
he's
right?
going to go into it.
Yeah, I think I would like to spin around it, but if he gets a little thin, he may go into it. Thing is, you want to go into the 8, really, not so much the 4.
Right. And that way it pushes it towards the side.
Yeah, that way the 8 don't end up on top
nice
of each
and
other.
soft. Well, he's going to have to hit it with just a little. This won't be nice and soft. So he might go up and down.
Ooh.
Or you like just a lot of left English and going up?
Yeah, I like that before up and down. I actually
Okay.
like bumping the 8 before going up and down.
Yeah, yeah. I just
Okay.
noticed he's going to have a little more speed on the ball than what I'd like.
Yeah, but you can handle from above on the 8, so don't baby this too much. You can
Just
handle
like
it
that.
from a little bit
Perfect. There
above,
you go.
no problem.
I am calling the ref to take a look at this.
I think Tyler can see it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's almost like I don't think you can hit the 4 first and make the 8.
Well, he's got this shot to get on the hill.
And Tyler had a chance in this rack, but it wasn't anything easy. He was kind of pinned off the break where he was probably an underdog to run out. Oh, okay. Well, the way it's sat, I never expected him to cut it to the upside of the pocket, so I guess that's what was kind of alarming.
Well, that's
a little bit.
That's why I'd like to have a ref there, because in the back of the player's mind coming in, you might think that this is going to be a closer hit than that, so they'll have a tendency of hitting it fatter.
Right, trying to throw it.
Trying to throw it. But that's the first time a player won 3 games in a row.
And it's mainly, I think, even the 2s in a row that we've had and now 3 in a row, it's just mainly been from some dry breaks is all. I mean, that one there, Tyler didn't dry break, but you could see it wasn't easy.
Well, we're at 7-6 here. Well, he's going to pay attention to this rack.
Well, this is the
Can be
last
almost
time he'll
assured
break
that-
in this set.
Yep.
Both these guys will be back tomorrow regardless of our outcome here. One will be in the hot seat match and the other playing for his tournament life in the 5th, 6th position. Still deep in the tournament, though.
36 players started out on Sunday. And this is the 2nd day. And we'll finish it, wrap it up tomorrow. All matches will be on this table. You get to see all 4 matches. Top level pool, players. Skylar Woodward. Both of these players here. Max Eberly and Corey Deuel. Where's Torsten?
Torsten won already.
Yeah.
He'll be on to tomorrow. He just beat Dennis Urkullo.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what John told Jung-Lin CHANG, but Mr. Chang doesn't speak. He's getting better, but not much English.
Not massage the balls as much, maybe?
Yeah, but I'm not sure he would understand what he's saying. He really very limited on the English. He's getting to where pool lingo. He's getting to where he understands it some, and it's working on it. But it's got to be some change from Chinese Taipei. What do they speak? Mandarin, maybe? Is it the same as China? I'm guessing it is probably some dialect of that nature.
And there's a ball down.
Yeah. And he's
ball
got
is good.
pretty good spread so far.
Straight in on the deuce.
All of a sudden, these became very difficult with the 2 solids. He's going to play solids, I think, but he's got to get on the 3 to break out the 4-6, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a stripe he can really even shoot at, first off.
You are correct.
So the 12 wouldn't be that big of a deal if he had something he could play off of and then maybe open the 12 somehow. But
can you get to the 3 from the 5?
Yeah. And I wonder, well, this is just difficult, period.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
really, really tough.
Shoot the deuce, get on the 5, come over to between the 8-9 with that angle. Looks pretty nice.
But anytime you're going forward off of a ball to break balls out on a heavy angle, man, you got to get there perfectly. If you get a little thin on it, you can't get to it. If you get straight, you can't get to it. It's just barely that angle off of straight that you go for it. But you're right, George. He's got to try to do it in this 3rd shot, making the 2, making the 5, and then on that 3rd shot, he's got to try and get the 3 to get to the 4-6 or 4-7, excuse me.
And the thing about it is, as long as he comes off the rail with the cue ball after hitting the 4, he should have the 1.
Yeah, and the thing is also, he's going to want to do this mildly whenever he shoots that 3 because he doesn't want the 7 to get banged into a bad position like underneath the 13 or something. So this is just a tricky shot, a tricky out altogether. So that tells me when he breaks him out, he probably might not gain position on that 1 ball. He may have to play for the 4 or 7 next. Because if he hits it hard enough to come off the 4 and come out enough to get a shot on the 1, that tells me the 7 might get out of play.
Right.
The good thing is here is I think he got just nice and
played
perfect where he
perfect,
can
yeah.
make a pretty full
Yep.
stroke coming into position here.
This
that-
is a.
Go ahead.
I
Go
was going
ahead.
to say this is a touchy shot.
Yeah, but the key is don't back off.
Okay.
See how he didn't back off? You got to
Oh,
trust you're going to
look
kill
how-
the ball correctly.
That was just absolutely a thing of beauty. Just
Oh, he's
great
perfect.
speed.
He's perfect. Now I think he may be able to go the rail first instead of the ball first on the 4, which is ideal. Like lightly with a hair of inside, maybe.
I actually, yeah, a hair of. I like shooting this with just a little bit of left English and coming across the top of the 4, real soft. And I think the cue ball clears for the 1, and it clears the 7 too.
Oh.
Let's take a look at how he does it. I don't think this is going to be hard.
I think he's got to go the rail with just a touch of inside. Yeah, you see that angle I was talking about? Okay. Okie dokie. Big trouble. He's going to have to make one heck of a shot here. Good thing he's a tall man.
Yeah, because he's going to have to elevate over this 9 to get to the
Gap between the 11
gap,
and
yeah.
13, right? And shoot a long distance 1.
yes.
I think that's about all he's got. I mean, he's just got to get in that little gap between, kind of over the 13 a little bit, you might say. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't come backwards.
Oh wow, no.
No, he's got to go
The
forwards
11
in
ball
between
blocks
the.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. One rail past the 11, right over the top of the 13 is where he needs to get. If he tries to do anything more than that, I think he's.
Well, actually, he can hit this with a little. Well, whatever he can hit it with to get to where the 13 is, and the 13 stops him perfect.
Right.
So right where the 13 is at, like you said, exactly.
Yeah, I just try to come one rail cross, just straight high English with the bridge jacked up. I mean, I don't want to complicate things here and try to add right or left English.
No, it's just a natural shot, but it's awfully tough with this bridge, and it's
Yeah.
all ball fouls.
Yeah. Now this is one that, again, you have a little more room, so don't baby it. With the bridge, it's just like stretching. You don't get quite as much easy power or natural power like when you're in a perfect stance and a perfect bridge length. So normally the mistake is the underhit more than anything. He can't even set up for like a cross-side bank on the 4. That's covered up as well. Oh, he's going to try and really thread the needle and hold on the what would be the short side of the 11 and still hope he can get just far enough to where he can get by the 12 as well, getting at the 1. Man, tough.
Yeah, real tough. But, you know, he has used perfect speed in all his shots, but this one is, if he pulls this one off, it's going to be exceptional. Oh, hello.
Yeah, he didn't get the 4 out there, though.
Yeah, 4 ball goes to the side.
I know, but, I mean, it's not easy.
Tough cut. No, and he could bank it.
Yeah,
To the
well,
corner.
he'll shoot the cut on the side. And I like betting on him, of course. I always say that when it comes to the tough shots, the great players are going to shoot them. I like betting on them. Now, I'll be interested to see if he levels out because he can hit this either with a draw stroke to the side rail or hit a high ball and go to the side rail and then all the way up to the top rail and come out for the 1. I kind of like that more than the draw.
So go to the middle of the table with the cue ball.
Yeah,
3 rails.
and you know, the draw you're kind of adding something to the shot, whereas the top English you're just leveling out and doing what you normally do is make the ball.
He's got to make sure to beat that corner, though.
The corner.
Up on the left.
Oh,
On top.
well, with top he'll hit somewhere around the middle of the end rail. He won't come close to the corner, I don't think. Yeah. Well, now he's going to draw it, so he'll barely go past the side drawing it, if that far. Oh, he overcut it. It looks like, yeah.
Big break this is the break that Tyler needed, because otherwise he's done. So I'll point out the obvious.
Well, he's got to get out of the 12 ball. We can see that. He may do it right now if he wants to draw off the 14. Thing about drawing off the 14, you better have pretty good control because you're only going to have the 12. So if you get like elevated over the 1 or something like that, you don't have any other options.
What about off the 15?
That's a little thin, but that angle is fine. Like if he was a little less on the angle, a little less thin, I like coming across on that ball fine. And the problem with this is no matter when you go and get on that 12, you're only shooting the 12. So no matter when he does it, he's got to be very aware of not getting too thin on it and not getting over the 1.
Would you even consider banking the 12 right here?
No.
No?
No, because I always have that. I mean, that's an option all the way entirely through the rack, most likely. I mean, if I had to settle for that, I could do it way late.
Okay.
I'm just saying it, even though, you know, in this position when your opponent has 2 and you have all the balls open like this, fairly open anyways, you can take things a little for granted because you have so much the best of it, but this is not one of those situations.
Coming to the 10 ball. Does he have enough angle coming to the 10 ball from here?
Yeah.
Looks like
I mean,
does,
yeah, if he wants, for sure.
Yeah, he's going to follow down. He can get further down for it then.
I'm wondering what the thought process is getting to the 12, though. Like, all right, if he shoots the 10 here after the 11, and then I think he's thinking, let me get an angle on the 13 to come up into that 12 or something. Well, the way the 9 and 15 are laying, don't think you got to come away with such a great shot if you come, like say you get underneath this and you just kind of force the cue ball into the 12 down there and, you know, rearrange the 12. Well, things don't have to come out so great.
Well, he could be lining up on the 9 for the side or an angle to get up where he wants to get.
Yep.
I'm sure it's going to involve the 9 and the 15. How he goes about it, actually, both lead there.
Don't you get that feeling, though, that
he's waiting too long?
Exactly, leaving that trouble.
For the end, it usually comes back to haunt you because you have the pressure of not having any other options. The added pressure of not having any other options.
He's going for it now. He's coming 2 rails now. So, again, don't get elevated over the 1. Oh, boy.
Wrong side.
And this is, again, the same thing I talked about. You're only going after 1 ball.
Yep.
Like when you go to get on that 12, you're not really getting that great of a shot on another ball if you don't get there.
He came down to, now he may be forced to bank the 12 now to the corner.
Is there a safety anywhere? Anywhere at all? I guess, does the 9 go?
Really.
Does the 9 go by the? I didn't think it went by the 8, and that's what was the worry to me as far as.
It's awful tight. Take a look at that there.
Yeah. Okay, I guess he's looking at cutting it the other way and drawing the cue ball for a short side position. That's all I can think of. Oh, no, he's playing safe. Okay, so he's coming off the 13, playing him on the rail to where the 9 covers up the 4, and you can see the 12 ball covers up the 1. Is he going to leave the 4? No, I don't think so. But it left the jump. So Chang's got to be happy he's getting another opportunity because this might be it. Tyler does break off at 7 apiece if we get there.
Yep. I thought Tyler had a really good chance to get out there.
Yeah, and it was just the 12 was dangerous. I mean, it just was. It's just the way it was. You could get behind it. Like I said, if you get up over the 1, you got to shoot 1 tough shot, and that's all the options you have. But be surprised if he didn't shoot the jump shot on the 4. What he's looking at is, what if I soft kick under this 1? Like a 1-pocket shot. You just soft kick with a lot of right spin. He may get him hooked on all of them. We'll see.
Good safety, though, by Tyler.
Yeah, smart safety, keeping it very simple. Don't worry about getting the ball close. Just make sure you get the eclipse. Yeah, for me, I would have to even go for the jump. Even though that kick safety on the one is possible, it's a possible thing, but
I got
you know, like the real soft kick. Yeah.
Soft kick, yeah. Actually, I like that.
Yeah.
But you
Chang
more
was
than likely
looking at
give
it.
up. More than likely, you give up the 13.
Yeah. Wouldn't be horrible though for your opponent to have to come with a long one, right?
No.
But I like his chances of coming with this more than. Yeah. Meanwhile, he hit it perfect.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this. Holy smokes.
How unfortunate was that?
Holy smokes. Well, now you might see that 2-rail kick real soft on the bottom of this ball. Wow.
Oh, there you go. That safety you just
Yeah,
talked about. And
that's
actually,
always,
it brings them up off the rail. The speed's got to be perfect.
Yeah, but
you'll have a little bit of a shot.
Well, it could hook them on all the balls.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this shot right here. It could hook them on every one of them. What a jump shot.
Wow. Ah.
Okay, so this is just 2 rails, and the speed is important because if the speed is right, you can hit this one a bunch of different little ways, meaning you can hit just a little piece of it and be okay. You can hit half of it and anything in between if the speed is right. And that speed is just laying right on top of it. A little hard.
He's going to be on the wrong side.
Yeah. The thing is he's going to challenge him a little bit.
He is challenged. This first shot is, it's down the rail.
He's got to shoot it, I think.
Oh, I don't see what else he would do.
Yeah, and the one thing Chang wanted to do is keep him off this one, just so Tyler would have to work a little bit and make a long shot to start the run. He's got to move the cue ball a little bit. He could just bounce straight out.
He's a smooth shot here. Got it.
Yeah. Got the cue ball down table.
We're probably going to have another game here.
With Tyler STYER breaking.
Mm-hmm. Just to the rail.
Yeah, no worries here, really. I mean, you can handle straight in as well. You don't have to play to that perfect angle because you can always draw to the, like here, to the top side of the 15. So in those situations, a lot of people, I want that angle, and then you get way thin on the 9 and it becomes missable. Recognize whenever you have a lot of options. Well, that one kind of went a little bit. This should be okay. Backing up there a bit, though.
He's hit all these shots really, really nice.
Oh, yeah. It really is a prime example of that technique of his and the really sound fundamentals. A little distance doesn't really hurt the shot much. Well, this will be the last game now at 7 apiece. Huge, huge match here.
Mm-hmm. It's been a great match, too, with each one winning, 2 games at a time. Tyler did it 3 times. Jung-Lin did it twice, and then with a 3-game span to get to 7, but gave up this last game.
Well, Tyler.
Actually, he didn't give it up. It was stolen from him by the table. That corner of the side pocket after making a great jump shot comes across. Yes, you can say he was fortunate not to scratch, but to catch the corner, to catch the corner and not come more than 4 inches off the rail.
Go right down the rail.
Right down the rail towards the ball that's on there and get behind it was just
pretty cold.
Very cold.
So Tyler STYER now will be breaking off again in this hill, and his last break he made balls. He just kind of got to where it was a very hard table to run, period. Right? It was just a hard one to run. He got trapped with the solids. It was the only shot he had. And all those three
down
and
there
three,
on the bottom,
yeah, the ball was tied up on the side.
Tied up on the side there. Yep. But he actually he went by that shot to the side. Remember, he went. Did he go by it? He shot the 3 ball down, and didn't land on the 4 ball for the side pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, he tried to break that break. He got full on the 3, and he thought about it.
He went for the break.
And he went for the break, and he missed it. Yeah.
Instead of landing the cue ball on the bottom rail and shooting the 4
and taking the tough shot on the 4 on the side.
He took the break instead and went by it.
And from there, and it was always going to be something tough because the 4 was so much by itself down there, and the only ball that was any kind of help was the 3. And you could see, even if he got the breakout, it was going to be hard to get a shot on that 4. Okay, it looks like he's fairly satisfied, I think. Oh, no.
He's got to put the rest of the balls back in, the whole back row. I wonder if John will say something to Tyler about, well, it's the last one, so it doesn't matter what he does, I guess.
Well, after this, I'm thinking maybe not the hot seat match, but probably the semifinal final. John will be racking the balls for the players. Now, he might not in the 8 ball.
Just for the finals, I believe. Yeah.
Well, considering it's a triangle instead of a template, John may elect not to rack the balls because it's a difficult job in 8 ball with just a triangle at times. And, John's a great guy and definitely.
No fist bump? No offer of a fist bump?
Oh, no, it's all business.
It's all business.
That's right.
I've noticed on all the hill matches, there's been a fist bump, or a handshake.
Okay, he's made the ball on the side. Cue ball got kissed a couple times.
It's going to be okay.
Oh, if the 1 stops, the stripes are great. If he's got a starter, if he can get at can he get at the 9? Because if he can, the stripes. I mean, the solids are very doable too, but the 7's a little bit of a problem. So this is huge. If he, what's he looking at here? He can get at the 12. Okay, so that he at least has the 12 if he can't get at the 9. Now he's immediately looking at the 1 and breaking out the 7. I think that's scary to me. Just because if he comes in, if he wants to catch him underneath, most likely, and if you catch underneath, he may not come away with a shot, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, his only other option is
the 9, right?
The 9 or the 14 in the side, but he's elevated for that.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's.
Looks like either the 1 or the 9 to me.
Well, the 2 ball goes by.
Yeah, the 2 goes fine. Okay, scratch 2. Oh my, and the table's still going to be open, so.
He's calling for an interpreter. He has a question.
If it's still open, ball in hand, yeah, it's still open as well. So let's see what. It's going to be stripes, you would think, right? You got to shoot the.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely stripes. I like the stripes.
And you don't want to go into this without speed, so probably the 9 to break out the 12, and then you got the 11 or the 13 in the side. No?
I think I'd use the 13 to break out. Then I just line up straight into that corner and run right into the 13 because I have a 9 ball for insurance.
Yeah.
Or this one works too.
Well, he's not waiting on these two at all.
No.
Or he's looking at shooting the 14 and following into those balls.
Right.
That's a little better. The thing about the 13, right, is another one of those heavy ones.
Yeah, you're going straight into the ball.
Well, that and it. Anytime if you're having to shove the ball or see, the 9 has natural speed, right? So you get to go in easily with speed, like controlled, and the balls will open easily. Where if you use like the 13 and you just have to use a little bit of an angle, well, you could go in and they don't really do much for you. So really hard to think he's not going to come away with either the 13 in the side or the 11 in the corner. Now, he hit the top, so we'll see. They're so open, he's probably going to be okay. 14 in the side is all. Maybe a 15 that's cuttable, but he's just really one shot away from getting through this rack, I think. Man, it almost got away from him, though.
Yes. I actually liked his opening when he started to line up on the 14 and just come straight down and hit, because it bounced that stripe right in front of the hole, and he had a straight-in shot on the 9.
Yeah. The solid was on top, though, so sometimes you stick to that solid that you're hitting, you know what I mean? Again, because you're hitting the ball fully. I don't like that as much as I like the 14 and just kind of bringing the cue ball 2 rails.
Pocket.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
He's really good at this shot. He missed one on a tough 4 ball from out of the pocket earlier. Remember that? When he had broke the balls out with the 3 and had gotten to a nice out, but then had to make a tough shot.
And actually, the 7 ball saves him from a scratch once he shoots this 14 ball.
Yeah, I think he'll go around it to the side rail with like low right or middle right, and then in rail and back up for the 13 in the side or the 12 in the corner. Not a ball you normally want to hit with top English. You want to control this one a little bit. So he'll go by that 7. Yeah, like that. And then back up. Oh, he had a lot of right on that ball. So now is when he needs to not waste any time on that ball upstairs. I mean, you might leave that ball to get on the 8, but it's not one that I would want to, would you? I don't want to leave that 15 to get on the 8.
Oh, no.
Just because the only way to get on it is a real straight angle or straight, period.
I'd like to go after it right after this 12 ball.
I agree.
Leave the cue ball up right by that deuce.
Yeah, and leave the 11 near the hole so when you get on the 15, you can just draw back for what is a pretty easy 11 ball. Well, okay. Maybe not then. So it is going to be the 15 to the 8 because he's shooting the 13 and then the 11. You wouldn't shoot the 13 and draw back to draw back on the 11 after the 15. Right?
Well, he could. It looks from the angle he has. It looks like he might draw the ball now to get to the 15 ball, and then go 2 rails to come straight out. See, he's looking at that now, or is he looking at that from the 11? Looks like he's looking at it right here.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to draw straight back. He doesn't want to go forward and mess around with crossing the back of the 6.
No, not at all on that. But the thing is, for me, is if he's going to draw on the 15 to get to 11, why didn't he just play position to do that right now? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because then when he draws back, he's got choices on the 13 and the 11, not just the 11. You know, that ball he just shot in before the 13, he could have got to this point easily. But he's still fine. I mean,
Well, he just has to draw this
eight
ball
ball's
back.
one of the greatest pool games to argue over. I'll tell you.
I know.
Okay, this is just probably cheating the whole hair. You don't want to don't let up on this either. You don't want to fall into that 4 ball, not one bit. Perfectamundo.
He'll come right up towards that 2 ball for the 8 in the side. And we'll be back at noon tomorrow with the hot seat match.
Yeah, it'll be Sky Woodward.
It'll be Sky Woodward and
Chang.
this young man right here, Jung-Lin CHANG.
And they played in the 10 ball when Sky was just you know, getting in the stroke, and he defeated Chang. I think it was ended up 8-6, but he had Chang way down. But now just to chip in 8-ball to get to the hot seat match.
It wasn't on the stream table. I was looking
No,
at my
no,
notes
it wasn't.
looking for it. It wasn't.
It
on
was
the stream
right after
table.
Sky got beat by Marco on the winner's side of the
what-
10-ball. They went over and started playing the loser's side.
What a great match, and Tyler will be back. It's not over for him. We'll be back at noon tomorrow. This is George Teachea and Jeremy Jones signing out for the night. Good night, folks. Thanks again.